TMT fan back at it again with another reaction video. Dax, Dear God. We're gonna jump into this. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and as always, leave comments on what you want me to react to, what you like, dislike, whatever. Yeah, let's go. Do you believe in God? Daniel Dax Entertainment. About time he finally gave Smells credit.
Make this clear. I am a believer, but sometimes it gets hard.
I feel like he just watched Hobson and now he's trying to do this.
But sometimes it gets hard. My name's Dax. Dear God, there's a lot of questions that I have about the past, and I don't want to hear it from a human. You made it, so you're the last person that I'm ever gonna ask. Tell me what's real, tell me what's fake. Why?
I don't know what to say. This is Hobson's song. I know it's a different melody and everything, but he's saying the same thing but in just different words than Hobson's song. It aggravates me.
You made it, so you're the last person that I'm ever gonna ask. Tell me what's real, tell me what's fake. Why is everything about you a debate? What's the point of love? Every time I showed it I was broken and it's forced me just to only wanna hate. Why is there only one you but multiple religions? Why does every
I noticed the cross he's got. It's just little tiny logs and stuff. Like, I got it. It's a video and stuff, but like, at least depict the real picture. Like, make a big foam one or something to make it look heavy at least.
conversation end in a division?
I have to run
Only wanna hate. Why is there only one you but multiple religions? Why does every conversation end in a division? Why does everybody wanna tell us how to live, but they won't listen to the same damn message that they give it? Tell me how to feel, tell me what's wrong. I tried to call, pick up.
I'm gonna be pausing this one a lot just to give y'all a heads up. He is right. I don't like most churches because it's the whole practice what you preach type thing. Like, most people don't do it. They tell you to be good and all that stuff. Perfect example is Eminem talking about gun laws and stuff like that when he's got gun charges on his record. Hypocritical. But especially when it comes to religion, it's a hard pill to swallow when people are telling you what's right, what's wrong, and all that stuff, and you see them doing it. And it's just a little irritating when it comes to religion. Like, most churches like you go to, like, if I'm in church, don't preach to me about money. Like, pass around a collection plate, but don't talk about it. Let us give what we want. I went to church about a year and a half ago, and they spent half the time talking about money and all that stuff, and it just makes me sick to my stomach. And I just cannot stand it whenever a church is begging for money. And like, if you're a good church and you relay the right message, people are going to come. People are going to have and want to give to the church, so the message can spread without going up there begging. And when I say half the church, I mean we were there like 2 hours, and they literally said, give whatever you can, and then whatever you can give a little bit more. If you are feeling uncomfortable with the amount of money you are giving, you are doing the right thing, because God will help you and all that stuff. And I'm just like, that's ridiculous. Tangent over my bed.
Religions. Why does every conversation end in a division? Why does everybody want to tell us how to live, but they won't listen to the same damn message that they give? Tell me how to feel. Tell me what's wrong. I tried to call, pick up the phone. I'm on my own. Everybody said you coming back to man. Why the hell's it taking so long? Why do I hurt? Why is there pain? Why does everything good always have to change? Why does everybody try to profit off another man's work, then destroy it just for monetary gain? Tell me, are you black or are you white? I don't even really care. I just really want to know what's right. They've been saying one thing, but I've been looking in the book, and it seems like
I don't think he used the right words right there. I get what he's saying, but I feel like it could be taken out of context a little bit. He said, tell me, are you black? Tell me, are you white? I don't care, but tell me what's right. And I get he's not saying what's right or black is white, but what I feel like it could easily spark the debate, that kind of like how he's saying in the song, like there's always a division. And when it comes to this type of stuff, it doesn't matter. Like when you look at God, for instance, God isn't a race, in my opinion. He's just a being, a power, an entity. The way I try to explain it to him, I'm like, think of him like a ghost, not saying he's not real, or anything, but when you think of a ghost, you don't label him as black or white. You label him, if you say it's a ghost, people know what you're talking about. And that's how I think God should be looked at. Like, yeah, Jesus of Nazareth and all this other stuff, like, yeah, he had a race, he was a human being, but God wasn't. He never was. Like, he was here before earth, and that's the whole thing behind it. Like, so we should stop the debate of labeling God with a race.
Everybody try to profit off another man's work, then destroy it just for monetary gain. Tell me, are you black or are you white? I don't even really care. I just really want to know what's right. They've been saying one thing, but I've been looking in the book, and it seems like they've been lying for my whole damn life. Tell me where I'm going. Is it heaven or hell? I just hope this message greets you well. Had a dream that I was walking with the devil. Don't remember how it feels, but I swear that I remember the smell. Looked me right into my eye and told me everything I wanted could be mine if I gave up and decided to sell. But I said I'd rather die than get mine. Now I'm here. No fear, one man with a story to tell. Dear God, where were you when I needed it? When I fucked up and repeated it, when they set the bar and I exceeded it. My life is like a book that they've been judging by a cover, but have never took the time to fucking read the shit. I remember
I'm gonna have to run that back. I kind of missed what he said.
I exceeded it. My life is like a book that they've been judging by a cover, but have never took the time to fucking read the shit.
My life is like a book that they're judging, but never took the time to read it. Okay, I like that.
One man with a story to tell. Dear God, where were you when I needed it? When I fucked up and repeated it. When they set the bar and I exceeded it. My life is like a book that they've been judging by a cover, but have never took the time to fucking read the shit. I remember telling you my goals and my dreams, but you didn't even answer, so I guess you didn't believe in it. I remember sitting with a gun to my head trying to ask you for some help, but I guess you didn't believe it. I don't want religion.
I feel like he's blaming a lot of things on his lack of experience, like when I say lack of experience, like experiencing God or whatever. But that's where I believe God gave us free will to be able to do whatever we want to do. And how he said he prayed for God for his dreams, but he guessed God didn't believe in it. Like, I tell people all the time, no one should invest in you unless you invest in yourself. And I don't know if this was his dreams that he's talking about, being a rapper who does half-ass features for people because they paid him half as much money, or if he tries to screw everybody over, and that's why his dreams aren't coming true, because karma. But it is what it is. I sound jaded right now, but I do like this song, and Dax does have talent. He is a decent rapper. It's just, I don't like the fact that he's done a lot of people wrong so far.
The time to fucking read this shit. I remember telling you my goals and my dreams, but you didn't even answer, so I guess you didn't believe in it. I remember sitting with a gun to my head trying to ask you for some help, but I guess you didn't believe it. I don't want religion, I need that spirituality. I don't want a church, I need people to call a family. I don't want to tell my sins to another sinner just because he's got a robe and he went to some academy. I don't want to read it in the book, I want to hear it from you. Don't want to learn it in my school because they hiding the truth. Don't want to talk about it to another fucking human being, and that's the only reason that I even stepped in this booth. Dear.
Again, I feel like that's biting off a Hobson line. But he's right. Like, all humans lie, all humans sin, and no one's perfect. And that's why they say God died for our sins. And it's not, not God, Jesus died for our sins. And it's not the sins from before he passed away. It's for all sins, so we can be forgiven. But I digress from my tangent.
When you went to some academy, I don't want to read it in the book, I want to hear it from you. Don't want to learn it in my school because they hide.
He said, I don't want to read it in a book, I heard it from you. And they say you will get to talk to God. And some people say they talk to God and stuff like that, but that's neither here nor there. It's debatable, and I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that. I'm leaving it alone. But I think you don't hear it from God. I think you find motivation in strange places to where God may have made that happen, as in like you running across a certain person at a certain time. And it's just little things like that to where you might wake up 5 minutes before your alarm goes off, and then you leave 5 minutes early, and now you run into this dude who does video editing or makes instrumentals or whatever the case may be, and now he's a rapper. It's little things like that.
You went to some academy, I don't want to read it in the book, I want to hear it from you. Don't want to learn it in my school because they hiding the truth. Don't want to talk about it to another fucking human being, and that's the only reason that I even stepped in this booth. Dear God, how do I take this darkness and turn it into light? How do I believe in a concept where I speak to a man I've never seen with my own two eyes? How do I know that religion wasn't made just to separate the world and create a whole disguise just to keep us in these chains while the rich get richer and the poor pray to you and perpetuate a lie?
Language was... as long as you believe in God and believe in the word of the Bible and stuff like that, whenever they were trying to build a tower to heaven, the Tower of Babel, they were told not to, and supposedly they got a really tall... I've actually been there before in Babylon, Iraq. And so the tower got knocked down. I can't remember if it was a storm or whatever happened, but the tower got destroyed and the people got separated and speak different languages.
Create a whole disguise just to keep us in these chains while the rich get richer and the poor pray to you and perpetuate a lie. How do I know this ain't some big joke? How can I have faith when there is no hope? How the hell does one man have $100 billion and we still have people on the street that are broke?
That's because they're lazy. I hate when people say rich get richer and the broke stay broke. The broke are broke because they choose to stay broke. Anybody can try to argue, debate, whatever. If there's hands down no way of going around it. If you're broke, it's because you choose to be. It irritates the hell out of me, people that have no work ethic. And like, I've literally sacrificed years of my life, multiple years of my life, almost died several times to get what I've got now. And I don't even have a lot, but when I see broke people and poor people saying, I'm not getting a chance or anything, you saying you never got a chance is sickening to me. Don't talk about getting a chance. You go make a chance. If you want to be a real estate mogul, they have real estate conventions and everything, and go to it. Talk to people. You don't have to know anybody, but you got to be willing to put yourself out there and do it. And if you want to learn about something, libraries are still free. Check out books, go to the library, print out stuff. And instead of sleeping 8 hours, sleep 2 or 3 hours. Yes, it's not the most healthy thing, but you don't need your 8-10 hours of sleep. If you can sacrifice some sleep to study and do what you need to do to be able to get where you need to get. People make me sick when they talk about I'm poor and have no way to make money and stuff like that. It's not true at all. You just have to. You will only change whenever you're more uncomfortable staying the same than you would be changing. And that's what it takes. Like, for people who have kids, downsize your apartment, downsize your house. Yeah, would it be uncomfortable? Would your kids have to go to a different school? Maybe. But if it's something you can afford, a little bit easier to save up a couple $100 a month or whatever the case may be for a temporary time span. And when I say temporary, it may take 5 years, but what's 5 years in the grand scheme of things? Get your life together and stop blaming other people. And people make me sick. Like, when it comes to people who have billions of dollars, they work for it. Hands down. Like, and what people don't realize is if you give the rich tax breaks, they're like, hey, I'm making more money now. Now I have money to invest in this or whatever the case may be, to start more businesses and to do more things. And that's what people don't realize. Like, your business owners are the ones, even your small business owners are the ones who took the risk. The employees that work for them didn't. They're showing up collecting a paycheck. That's it. And it's those people who started the businesses and took out those loans and the weights on their shoulders, especially during this coronavirus time period. People don't realize that the workers are the one that's collecting unemployment and getting all this money for doing nothing. And most business owners are still having to pay that overhead cost. And on top of that, everything in their stores, if it's perishable items, they just lost everything. And if it's these small mechanic shops or whatever the case may be, and now they're not getting any business, their leases still do, their electric still do. So a lot of them are staying open, but now they're not getting business. And they're the ones that's going out of business because they took the risk. And it's really shitty for them that they took the risk and now they're probably going out of business. And you got so many people that's complaining because they're too scared to take a risk. It just makes me sick to my stomach, and it irritates the hell out of me that people are not willing to take a risk but then claim that the people who did take a risk should pay more money and all this stuff. Like, no. It's for risk there's a reward, and if you're not willing to take the risk, you don't deserve a reward, hands down. Like, if I'm willing to put my family's life in jeopardy, when I say life, I'm not saying like gun to their head type stuff or them dying type stuff, but if I was a business owner and I'm taking out this loan or whatever the case may be for my family or on my house or whatever, not for my family, but on my house, or we're living in a small, tiny place, so I can try to afford to open up my own store, or start a real estate business, or whatever the case may be, and it pays off, great, cool. So why should I have to pay more than the person who is too lazy and too scared to take a risk? That's the part that is mind-boggling to me. I think I don't want to give up 40, 60, 80% of my paycheck. And if I have to, that dude who's poor working at McDonald's, and he should give up 80% of his paycheck too. That's fair. People talk about equality and being fair. If everybody gave up 80%, that's fair. It's not my fault that I'm not a billionaire, I'm not a millionaire or anything, but if I made $1 million, I wouldn't want to give up 400,000 of it. And I'm pretty sure that person who works at McDonald's that makes $1,000 doesn't want to give up $400 of it. And that's what people don't realize. And that's the stuff that makes me sick. My bad, guys. I know it was a long tangent over. My bad.
Pray to you and perpetuate a lie. How do I know this ain't some big joke? How can I have faith when there is no hope? How the hell does one man have $100 billion and we still have people on the street that are broke? There's a lot of things I want to talk about and get off my chest. I can't sleep because the devil won't let me rest. I used to know a fucking pastor in a church, and I can still hear the screams of the kids he will fucking molest. Dear God, do you hear me? I'm supposed to fear you, but you ain't said shit. So maybe it's you who actually fears me. I don't know the answer, I just want to see it clearly. So many lies and 1,000 different theories. All I want to know is who really made religion, cause I know it wasn't you, but don't nobody believe me. No more lies, no more death. Bring back King, bring back X. Please, dear God, let their souls rest. Protect who's left and watch their steps. Dear God, I don't want to have to ask you again. I just hope that you know that I'm still a believer. So I'll end this all by saying amen.
You gotta text it before this video. My bad on that rant, guys. I know it was a long one, but there it is, guys. Dear God, Dax. It is what it is. I try to be open-minded when it comes to reacting to Dax, but it's kind of hard at times. But this song, he's whining a lot. And that's the part, like, if you look up Dax net worth, I don't even know how much it is, but it's probably not a huge amount, but I bet he doesn't donate much. And if those chains are on his neck are real, I bet he could have went without them and gave up some of that money to the poor people. And all the stuff that he's questioning about, but he won't do it, but he'll rap about it and sing about it.